neighborhood, they're going to stay there.
Case Closed learned about Barb's group and contacted investigator John Corrona.
I think it takes an extraordinary amount of guts to come forward. These people stay in the neighborhood. When an enforcement team comes into a neighborhood, private investigative agency comes into a neighborhood, we're in and out. These people are here 24 hours a day.
Barb needed evidence to convince the owner that the apartments had to be closed down. To accomplish this, Corona needed to hide in the houses of residents while he taped the criminal activity taking place outside. To avoid detection, he had to get the support of the community.
Covert, long-range video surveillance to display the evidence to where a person can actually see it. That's what we're going to do.
I was told that this could help the police department if we could get some of this footage.
Well, I agree with you. I think that's going to shortcut their time. It's going to eliminate a lot of man hours for them. And any traffic that shows up on videotape, they're going to be able to watch and confirm.
Corona began his videotape surveillance of the apartments from a house on the other side of the street. As a former member of the St. Louis Police Department, Corona hoped that this footage would prompt them into action.
They'll pick me up tomorrow morning. See you in the morning, okay?
When Corona was on the force, his specialty was drug enforcement, so he knew what to look for.
I'm expecting to see mixed traffic. It will not surprise me to see a large amount of traffic. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see 30, 35 customers to a particular residence in a half-an-hour period. If the guy's in what we call in pocket, he gets the word out to his customers.
It didn't take long for Corona's surveillance to pay off. He was able to tape numerous drug transactions. Here, the dealer takes the buyer to the side of the house where the buy goes down. Watch as the two men leave. The buyer actually consumes some of the drugs.
There it is. Time now, 4:16 p.m.
After 2 weeks of constant surveillance, John Corona believed he had the evidence he needed. He and Barb attempted to arrange meetings with the local police, but were told that due to manpower shortages, the police presence would remain the same.
That's frustrating. That makes me angry. It deals on your persistence. It deals on your patience. And it also deals on how tenacious are you. Are we going to blow this case off? Let's get out of here. Or are we going to be patient?
Frustrated, Barb and Corona decided to take the tape to the building's owner. They hoped that when confronted with the truth, he would act.
I mean, they didn't have any bones about taking him back there at all. They've seen him before.
Now that I've seen this, I just take about 4 guys, go over and put boards around the one side of the building, knock on the door and say, 1 o'clock this afternoon, I want you out.
Horrified that he managed one of the worst buildings in the neighborhood, the owner decided to take action.
It's probably one of the most craziest ideas that I've ever came up with, to go board somebody up in a building. But how else do you deal with it?
The owner finally made the decision to evict the criminal element from his property.
You live here?
Case Closed was there when he went to the building wired with a hidden microphone.
I'm the landlord here. I'm just trying to find out who's here. Staying with your auntie.
I'm staying upstairs with Wanda. She moved.
Wanda who?
You don't know your own people?
I know who lives there on record. Who are you saying lives there?
Wanda.
1 week after delivering eviction notices, the owner sent a crew out to his building and closed it down. A number of the tenants were squatters, paying no rent. The rest of the tenants moved elsewhere, many leaving the neighborhood for good. Meanwhile, Corona decided to bypass the police chain of command and took the tape to Commissioner James Conway. After he viewed the footage, Conway and the police department made a new commitment to help clean up the neighborhood.